Welcome to the Muwado Adverts user interface. You shall start off with the adverts, so click on Adverts. And once you click on Adverts, you'll see a couple of information, but let's start off with adding a new advert. So click on the Add Advert button, and once you click on it, you'll be necessitated to fill in a couple of information, starting with the advert name. You'll also be able to upload a file relevant to that advert. It should be a GIF or an image. Then select a zone which would have been predefined by the admin and input the target link where this advert will appear. Also, you have the duration, how long you want your advert to run. So select from what date you want your advert to start running to when you want it to end. In case you want your advert to appear in the weekly newsletter, just check that box right there. If not, you can leave that option out, and it's also very okay. So moving on to tags, we have a number of tags. Just start typing and select a tag relevant to your advert. You can select as many tags and they will be displayed as you select them. And then for whatever reason, in case you do not want that tag anymore, just click on the X button and you can remove that tag. Then just take a minute or a few seconds to look through what you've added. If everything is correct, you can then go ahead and save that advert. So once you save that advert, an email will be sent to the admin who will be necessitated to either approve your advert or decline it. So once they approve your advert, the Add Budget button will appear and the transfer to credit will appear and will be active. But if your advert has not been approved, those buttons will not be active. So then you'll see the other information you've added, including the duration. You also see the number of clicks already on that advert and number of views on that advert and the status of your advert. So once again, you're able to see the budget for that advert. And for the status, just to talk a bit about it, for this particular advert, the status is disabled. That's why you see it's disabled, so it's not running. But you can then also enable it. That's why the enable button is active. You can then also edit an advert. But when you edit an advert, the admin would again receive an email and they would need to approve that edit. So moving on to the Add Budget, we shall have two methods, that is Flutterwave and credit. So if you do not have credit, it will not be clickable. If your credit is 0, it will not be active. In that case, you then choose the Flutterwave. So once you choose Flutterwave, you'll have an option to input your phone number and the amount, and then you pay now. Then you're redirected to the Flutterwave user interface, where you'll complete the payment. So let's talk more about the credits and how it comes about. So in case you have an advert like this one with a budget, and for whatever reason, you no longer want this advert to run, you can transfer that budget to another advert. So we use that transfer to credit option, and that budget for that advert will be transferred to credits, and in so doing, it can be used for another advert or split between two adverts. So once it's done like that, the next time you have that other advert where you want to use credits, just come back to Add Budget. And in this case, the credits will be active and you can use that option of credits. Moving on to the payment history. So for payment history, it's really a summary of the transactions you have made while trying to pay for an advert. So you have the transaction ID, the amount, the phone number, the date, and the status, plus the ad name as well. So if the payment is still pending. You can verify it. You try to re-verify it, and it will be successful if indeed you've gone through the right steps. So for earnings, this is basically for content creation, because an advertiser can as well be a content creator. So this earnings is how much you have made in the content you have posted so far. So we also have the transaction ID, the amount, the phone, the date and time, and then status. So for this particular user, the balance is 0 because they have not yet made any payment. So when we go to the ad revenue, here you see the analysis really of the breakdown of how your ad has fared. So we have ad views, earnings, and then we have ad clicks, earning, and then we have total reward. So in this case, this is what you have earned for the ads, and then also the total reward. So basically what you have made. So coming back to the earnings, if you have a balance, you have a button here where you can withdraw, but since it's 0, there's no button because you cannot withdraw 0 amount. And finally, you can be able to log out of that system. So that's it. Enjoy.